Right then, so today I'm changing the wiper spindles. A lot of people have complained that the blades don't wipe the screen properly. A lot of people put lots of wiper blades on, change the wiper blades. I know you can change the arms to D1s, but the problem actually is play in the swivel joints here. So if you change these aren't expensive. I think that was about 60 quid off of eBay. That's without the motor. Obviously you just take the motor off, make sure it is in the park position. So I always let it do a cycle first before tightening it up. You don't want your wipers trying to swipe down instead of up. As usual, I forgot to film, but this bit of plastic here is a little bit tricky to come off, but you can get it off. A lot of people take the bonnet off. Most of the time I'm working on my own, so I don't get time to do that. I'll pay special attention of filming it to put back in, showing you how to do it with the bonnet still on. Okay, so we've got the new wiper linkage. I took the old motor off, put it back on. These 3 bolts here, it's always a good idea just to use a little drop of Loctite. If these come loose, it does start wearing. I've seen these holes elongate where it's been loose for so long. Again, that'll affect your sweep on your windscreen as well. So that's just bolted up. Obviously you just put your arm on, just put your lock washer on and your nut loosely. Make sure, like I say, you leave all of that loose. You don't want that to turn just yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to offer it back up to the car, plug it back in, let it do a cycle, make sure it's in the park position before we start tightening anything up, so that we know the arms are going to go the right way. Right, once you've got it all fitted back up, like I say, make sure you let the motor cycle, and then you want to have the arm all the way to the left. Well, I find it best just a couple of degrees below. Nip it up with a spanner. You can always turn the ignition on, put the wipers on intermediate, and then turn it off once it's started, and then you can get a socket on the nut to make sure that that's nice and tight. Obviously then it will just carry on, and you're just watching for the arm to be sure that it doesn't move down, it moves up. Check your sweep pattern, and then okay, so putting the scuttle panel back on. Like I said, I did forget to film it taking it off. You do have to be careful. There are some lugs at the back that go underneath the windscreen. I actually know of one person that managed to smash his windscreen by tugging on it that hard, so make sure you don't do that. What you do is you start off, these little rubber bits are in the corner here, you take them off. There's a rubber seal on the top, you take that off and you take this off, but it'll be the reverse of how I put it back in. So I'm going to try and film that in stages and show you how that's done too. Right, bear with me, I'm trying to do this one-handed. Also the sun's quite bright as well. So you get your trim, and what you want to do is push it up on the driver's side as far as you can, and if you come round to the passenger side, just drop down. You will very gently be able to push it through and under the bonnet. I've got a lot of extra cabling in mine, so I've got complete non-factory wiring loop there. It will slowly work back. I'll just pop that in and come back to you. There we go. I couldn't quite do it with one hand, but as you can see, it is in now. It is a bit of a faff, but you can get it in, and then you will be able to get it behind the A-post pillars as well. Like I said, I've got some extra wire in here, but you just need to make sure it goes down first, and then pop it back up to get those clips back on the windscreen like I showed you. I really do need to get a tripod. Okay, so I find if you slightly lower the bonnet, I've just simply removed the bonnet stay from here, and I just simply rest it in there. Again, this sun, it's nice to have some nice weather, but it makes this difficult. If you can see down there, that's them brackets, and then what you want to do is just gently wiggle it, and they'll pop behind And once they're both in, well, there's 3 of them actually, you can slide it back across behind the A-pillar post. Okay, so we've got it back in, haven't tightened anything up yet. You will be able to get these rubbers back in. Make sure you do put them in their water drains. So I'll pop you down, lift the bonnet back up, and you've got plenty of access then. Fit your new rubbers, your new washers, and your retaining nuts. And then the rubber seal you'll be able to push back in. I'll be honest, if it's a customer's car, I normally give the window a good clean. It's a good chance to get it all in there. It's only my old car. Again, very hard to do with one hand, but you'll soon see that will pop back in there. Once I've tightened these up, there's a couple of clips that go down from the top into this bracket here, and you've got your bolt in the centre, don't forget. And then we'll be able to put this rubber back on here. Again, the rubbers are just removed so that we can get it out on our own without taking the bonnet off. Okay, it's all back in place. Like I say, don't forget the nut that leads down the back there. And then again, with the bonnet in the half position, you're then able to tighten up the nuts, give them a little nip, seal the rubbers back in. These corner rubbers here, it's just a little drip tray. And in this case, putting the wipers on. There you go, and then you can see you get a nice clean sweep pattern without that horrible bit left in the middle that's normally right in your eyesight. There we go, all put back together, working nicely. I think including trying to film it as well, it took me about 30-35 minutes. So if you're quite good at DIY and stuff, there's really no reason why you couldn't do this yourself. If you did think it was good, please give me a thumbs up, or if you think it could be of use to anybody else, please share them the link. Yeah, subscribe, and hopefully I'll get some new videos up soon. Thanks.